This talented actor and singer right here, Billy Porter, and the song is off his new album. It's called Black Mona Lisa.
Billy is an Emmy, Grammy, and two-time Tony winner who's also a new movie out called Our Son about a couple going through a divorce and fighting over custody. Billy, you're having a moment.
Yes.
I guess I am.
You are having a moment.
Yes, I am.
And I am sorry, but that music, we need to go out day clubbing. Day clubbing too.
We talked about day clubbing. There should be not just nightclubs, but day clubs.
Right?
There should be day clubs.
Okay.
In the gay community, we call it a daytime party.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so talk to us about this album.
Yeah. So this album has been 30 years in the making. My first mainstream R&B album came out in the 90s. And the industry was very homophobic at the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes violently so, and it didn't work out for me, but I'm multi-hyphenated, I kept going, and now it has come around. And I've had this real second chance on my fifth album to go mainstream, and it's just been magical. You know, everything on the album, I'm calling it my magnum opus. Up until this point. You know, who knows what's to come. But, you know, everything comes from me. I wrote every song but one of them. It's a celebration of life and love and joy and hope and peace. And, you know, I hope it's healing.
It's everything we need right now.
I hope it's healing when you listen to it.
Well, you got your mama on your necklace, and
Yes, I
she actually watched you perform.
She did.
What did that feel like, having her in the audience?
Well, you know, what was so great about it is, you know, I come from a very religious background. My mother is very religious. And, you know, unfortunately, the religious community really ostracized her when her son wouldn't go back into the closet. And, you know, there was talk from the pulpits, cursings. You know, I would never be blessed. And I'm so grateful that she's been able to live long enough to see me have this kind of success, to prove that rhetoric no longer has any credibility. I'm so grateful that she's been able to live. It's a redemption.
Yeah, she stood by you.
She stood by me.
When others said
yes.
How do you feel like that changed everything for you to have somebody unconditionally love you?
Well, I think it's what we talk about all the time. You know, when we have support from our family.
Yeah.
It's much easier to navigate life. You know, very often queer people are kicked out of their spaces. And we have figured out how to create our chosen families, you know, and so that's okay too. Yeah. You know, family comes in many different forms.
I like that you're touring, and it's the first time you've been touring as yourself, not as a character.
Yes.
But that brings with it, you're really going to like me as me, or
not.
Or not. But
and that's okay.
That's a very vulnerable place to be. And how's it been?
It has been so great to go back out on the road, to go on the road, really for my first time with my music, like with a rock and roll tour bus.
Oh my God.
And everything I did at the Black Mona Lisa Tour Volume 1 back in May. It was like 25 cities in 5 weeks. I got on that bus. I was so scared because I was like, I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
You know, it was a blast. I can't wait to get back. The band, the crew, you know, it's just so joyful, and I had the best sleep of my life.
How do you keep your voice from getting hoarse from all that singing?
I've been doing 8 shows a week.
But what's your you have a remedy?
I've been doing 8 shows a week for 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's in my, it's inside. It's a muscle. It's in my DNA.
You know what I love that you just said is that you were a little scared because it was the first time doing something.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot. I mean, you've won a million awards.
I know.
And yet you can still find.
I love it.
Isn't that feel
It is so magical.
Yeah.
To, after all of the things and all of the experiences I've had, to be able to still experience something new.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. We never stop growing. We never stop.
You know what I love about you? You worked so hard, but it took until, I think, 50 to win your first Emmy.
Yes.
You won a lot of your accolades came later in life.
Yes.
And therefore, I would imagine a ton more meaningful.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
You know, I had the opportunity to live and grow up and watch and observe how this industry can eat you up and spit you out. And so when it happens really young for people, it's really, I've watched it be very hard to navigate.
Yeah.
And I'm 54, and it's still, you know, some of the stuff that happens is still like, what? You know, but because I'm grounded, and because I know who I am, and because I lead with my authenticity and my truth, it has been a much better journey.
Yeah. Okay, we have to talk about Our Son.
Yes.
This movie is beautiful. Talk about what drew you to it.
Well, it's a divorced child custody drama in the spirit of like Kramer versus Kramer or Marriage Story. And, you know, my generation fought for marriage equality.
Yeah.
And with marriage equality, the right to marry comes the right to divorce. And we have to tell all of the stories.
Yeah.
It's also a really quiet character. It's a quiet story. And I'm known for my flamboyance. I'm known for being loud and boisterous.
For your fashion.
And everything. And so it was wonderful to sort of be able to bring it back and be quiet and show a different side of myself.
Let's show a little clip of that.
Please. Okay. Look at me. I was with Owen when he was an idea. When he was a seedling. When he was born. Every day, every step of the way, I attended to him.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's a beautiful scene.
Yes. And it's a beautiful movie, and it's about, you know, it's about how people come into your life for a reason, a season, and or a lifetime. And the good news is that couple makes it to lifetime. It's different in the configuration of, it's different than how it started out. And it's a yes and it's powerful. And so I was able to write a song for the show that Luke and I sang together. Called Always Be My Man. And, you know, it's a queer duet by two queer out above the title, you know, leading men in Hollywood. It's a first of something. And I'm excited for the world to see that and hear that song too.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
We know you're kind of going through a transitional time in your life too. Where do you get your strength? Where do you gather?
You know, my mom is my hero. You know, I believe in higher powers, a higher power. I believe in meditation. Everything is as it should be. And moving forward with loving kindness, grace, and compassion in all things.
Boy, that's the secret right there.
I want to write that down.
Billy,
beautiful.
thank you so much.
Thank
Billy's
you.
album, Black Mona Lisa, out now. His movie, Our Son, is in select theaters and will be on video on demand starting on Friday.
Thank you.
Really
Billy, thank
incredible,
you. Congrats.
Billy. We adore you.
Thank you.